All right, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning. The time exactly is 14 minutes past the hour of 10. Good morning, Lagos, Nigeria. Good morning to all our friends, listeners, and our followers from the diaspora. How are you all doing? Hope you had a wonderful night's rest. And I hope your day is going fine as planned. As for me, my day started with very serious traffic getting down to the studio. My goodness. A journey that was supposed to take me about 30 minutes, nothing more than 30 minutes, took me about 3 hours this morning. And my heart goes out to everyone still in that traffic. It got to a point where the vehicle we boarded got faulty at the middle and the center of a very big fish pond. So we had to get down, swim in, and come and we had to just maneuver and just look for a way to improvise to get another vehicle to make it down to the studio. Good morning, every one of you. Good morning, and welcome to Real Estate in Nigeria. This morning, we would be talking about couples in real estate investment. I'm not here alone. I'm seated with the head of research, P1 Plus, Lagos, Nigeria. Let's make welcome Simeon Umar. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my listeners. It's a great pleasure for me to be here this morning. I want to welcome everyone online. And I want to say sorry for your experience today. I've also had the same
You've
experience.
been there before.
So let me just say, well, it won't be like that always.
Yeah,
anyway.
definitely. At some point, I'm like, what happened? It didn't rain this morning. Why the traffic? Where is it coming from? And sometimes that reminds me, I said something some times ago. I said the spirit of delay is in Lagos and it is manifesting itself through traffic.
In fact, there is nowhere in Lagos that you won't experience traffic today because the rain is almost everywhere.
Funny enough, yesterday where it rained, the rain started past 6 yesterday morning till about 9. But the traffic wasn't as much as it is this morning. It didn't rain at all this morning.
And I think another thing that also contributed to the traffic was the fact that some part of the roads are
terrible, very terrible. I think we need palliative measures on that particular axis. Honestly, we need palliative measures. I learned that the road is under construction, and but for now, I don't know those in charge. Please help the ministry and the carrier. A young lady came down from the bus this morning and the driver was trying to delay her, giving her a balance. And it was the next thing she said, "Okay, give me my change. You make them no sack me." It was very funny.
I must also commend the Lagos State government for the work they are doing on the highways. But as a staff of an organization, you also need to factor in this traffic as you are planning your day.
Yes.
Your employer will not take an excuse.
And the good thing about this part of Lagos is that you don't have alternative routes where you can just say, okay, whilst this side is this bad on that construction, you just take one corner and come out from where we want to come out from.
Are already there are traffics even on the alternative route too, because everybody wants to get to where they are going on time, and then they want to look for the alternative. And the fact is, even the alternative roads are busy because everybody is trying to avoid the main road, not knowing that even the alternatives too is also jam-packed. But then we just have to find our way to
Exactly. Kindly like, comment, and share this live link. Tell everyone that Cedarwood Luxury Radio is live. We are Nigeria's first real estate radio. All right, quickly. Couple in real estate investments. Let's talk about that.
All right. Thank you for this privilege once again. I think the first thing that actually struck my attention when I was working towards or thinking about this topic was a day I and my wife and I, we were planning to open a joint account. And one of the advice they usually give when you are undergoing your counseling is to have a joint account, do things together, And I was like, okay, this is a very good idea.
Yes.
What about having a joint investment?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You know,
Joint investment. Mm.
and that took me back to the Bible,
Yes.
which I want to lay the foundation. When God created Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
he told them to be in charge,
Yes.
to dominate, to occupy the earth.
Yes.
And I was like, even God himself has given human being, or let me say, his creator, an opportunity to own a piece of land.
Yes, yes. Amazing. I love the I like that angle. I like that. I like that.
Yes, to
We'll
own
call
a
it
piece of
you
land.
can call it, you can say Rema.
And I was like, okay, as a couple,
Yeah.
if you can also have a joint account, we can as well also plan for a joint real estate investment.
Real estate investments.
Because the Bible says the earth is the Lord
Yes.
and the fullness thereof.
Of course.
Then God is a real estate investor. So why can't I, as a son of God or as children of God, why can't also invest in real estate as a couple? And that was the beginning of all this conversation. And I went online to begin to search, find out how could couple invest in real estate. And I've also understand. I was having a conversation with someone last week, and he was telling me how he missed out of a property in Lekki.
Wow.
Because of the little disagreement
He
had with his wife.
Wow.
They proposed a project, or let me say property of 4.5 as at that period to him. And because of the little agreement between him and his wife, he threw the opportunity into the window.
Wow.
Now this same property worth 50 million today. And when I heard that,
at the end of the day, no amount of argument is worth losing that kind of opportunity. That is why it is important for couples to come to a compromise and understanding, irrespective of what it is.
Yes. And even this P1 group that we are all talking about today started from a couple.
Yes.
Dr. Jane Owumere
and his wife.
And his husband, rather.
Yeah, sorry. Apologies.
They've lived in 13 different places just to put their head somewhere. And one fateful day, the woman is a vast reader.
Amazing.
And then she just stumbled on one article or book. She read it according to her. And God gave her that idea of networking. And from there, she discussed it with her husband.
Yes.
Dr. Jane Owumere. And two of them came together, put the idea on the table, and they launched what we call P1 today. So these two couples have been together for they founded the company 12 years ago.
Yes.
And today we are all here enjoying the vision that these people have given birth to. So as a couple, you need to begin to plan, discuss, project certain things that will bring unity into the family. And one of them is this joint real estate investment. And while you are doing that, there are things you need to put into consideration. Why I'm also going to go into that. You need to look at your income. The husband, how much am I earning in a month? If you are a salary earner. The wife, how much am I earning in a month? What are the expenses? Because at least man must chop.
Exactly. Exactly.
Of course, you also need to buy some home items. You need to itemize your monthly or daily expenses
Yeah.
and look at them holistically
Mm.
and then decide how much do I save in a month
Yeah.
as a wife? How much do I save in a month as a husband?
Mm.
Putting the two together. The period, how long will it take for us to save this amount of money to buy a property?
Mm.
Because it's a joint arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've come to realize that there are some couples,
Yeah.
they have secret properties.
Exactly. I was going to go there. I have exactly. We'll go deeper into that very conversation.
Yes.
Please continue.
And it has caused a whole lot of disunity in the family.
Mm. Mm.
Some people, it is a product of their background.
Mm.
Probably their parent, while growing up, refused to carry their husband or wife along.
Yes.
And the children grew up in that mindset
Mm.
or ideology that if I want to do a major project,
Yes.
I shouldn't involve my wife or I shouldn't involve my husband because of the certain elements.
Uncertainties and
Yes,
all that.
yes. And some people, the fear of, I'm earning more than my husband. And if I should, because there are some men too, they limit their wife.
Exactly. Hence, the wife going behind to do
Yes.
some investment and carry out some things without the knowledge of the husband.
Yes.
Because if she is to throw it to him, she understands already that if I should tell my husband I want to build a house. I've heard of a story of a young lady who got promoted and was given a car, and then she got home with the news, and the husband, instead of rejoicing, are you the only one they are promoting in the office? Are you return the car, resign from that job, a job of over 500,000, resign, and things like
I think
that.
insecurity is one of the major challenge that some men usually face when it comes to their wife doing well in business or in the office. To me, and then not even that alone, the foundation you laid when you were probably friends, when you are still courting, what are
Yes,
the
yes.
level of disclosure?
Exactly.
Because it is very important.
Wow.
From day one, I told my wife my past, what I've done, both good and bad. I don't need anybody to come and tell my wife, oh, I knew your husband when he was like this. I let her know. And then, of course, I also told her what I'm earning. Openness is very key when it comes to relationship. You need to be open to each other. Because it will get to a point, if you are not open to your wife or husband, they will begin to have this another assumption that you are not revealing certain things to them. So two of you need to come together and be open to each other.
Exactly.
With that,
Very
you
true.
can also plan as a couple.
Yes.
Identify what are the source of your revenue.
Yes.
Identify the things that are taking your money. Identify the people that you are probably going to support or assist, the place of giving if necessary.
Yeah.
And then identify the place of saving and the place of investment. It is very, very important. And then, of course, there are some men too, because probably they don't want to disclose what they are earning either as salary or as income to their wife. They decided to acquire property without letting their wife know about it. And there are consequences for this, because I've heard a whole lot of experience or story rather. I'll give you a simple story of a man. The man stays in Abuja.
Yes.
His children and wife are in Abuja.
Hmm.
I think in 2012 or yes, around 2012, he buy property along Lekki Scheme 2. That's Shanguted. I mean, Aja area. He bought all those. I think he bought 2 plots of property of land, vacant land there, and the document everything done with his name, by his name and everything. They perfect everything.
Yeah.
And I think in 2020, the man died.
Wow.
And he has 2 kids in the university. The woman was disturbed because the responsibility
Yes, true.
that 2 of them were sharing together has been shifted to the wife.
Yes.
And the wife was disturbed. He was looking for every means to pay the children's school fees. The house rent is due. The children's school fees are there. And I don't know how God just worked things out for her. She saw land documents in the house. He was shocked. She was shocked that my husband bought property in Lekki.
Wow.
And I wasn't aware. She has to get a lawyer. And they have to go to Alausa to confirm the location. Because they don't know Lagos.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
they don't know Lagos.
And they've been living in Abuja all their life.
I'm telling you.
Can
They
imagine.
don't know Lagos. They had to engage their lawyers. They went to Alausa, confirmed the title, everything, the location, and they now came down to Lekki here. They now discovered the property. The woman had to, of course, the bills are already
There.
He had to sell the property and pay off the school fees. Now, I should ask you, what kind of mindset, what kind of impression
With the
would
children.
children have? You know, and that is why I'm grateful to God, honestly, for the fact that even though my parents don't have enough,
Yes.
but we are open.
True.
From day one, my mom would tell me, this is what I have. So I don't even need to disturb him, or probably she's trying to. I know when she asks
And when she doesn't.
She doesn't have. And that gives me a kind of confidence that even if we don't have today, we'll have tomorrow.
True.
You know. So, and there are some ladies too. In fact, I also have a story of another man who is living in a rented apartment, not knowing that it is the wife that owns the apartment they are living.
Wow.
And they are paying rent.
Wow.
And I began to ask myself, how do we get here? The level of trust in marriage or relationship is becoming so worrisome. And I was like, okay, we need to bring this topic on here and begin to educate people on how to invest in real estate as a couple. If you're going to have a joint account,
Yes.
I can tell you for free, there's nothing
You should
wrong
consider
with that.
having joint
Real estate
investments
investment.
as regards real estate. All right. If you've just joined us, kindly like, comment, and share. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know where you're watching us from. If you have questions, you have concerns concerning what we are talking about. Are you that husband? Are you that wife? Are you a child to a parent that has hidden investments? Do you have concerns? Do you have questions as regards the topic, couple in real estate investment? I would love you to put out the question. We'll take your questions and from the comment section, and then we'll do justice to that. Please like, comment, and share. Let everyone be part of this live session. We'll be right back shortly. You're very much welcome. My name is David, and this is Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. We are Nigeria's first real estate radio. This is to let everyone know that the second session by 1 p.m. will be coming up. It is a session you don't want to miss. It is School of Strategy, a School of Strategy with the MD of P1 Plus. It is a session that you should look out for. All right, quickly, let us dive into another part of this conversation, the steps to take, the advice of things you need to know when it comes to investing in real estate as a couple.
All right. I think the first thing that couple need to identify is to have a clear picture of what is coming in every month.
Yes.
If you are a salary earner, how much is coming in every month? Two of you need to establish that. And of course, the next thing to do is to have a percentage that you'll be saving from your income, either on a monthly basis, depend on what you are doing, or on a weekly basis. You need to have a separate account.
True.
That is one. Two, this next thing you need to do is to decide on what kind of property you want to invest in. It is very, very important. Like I said, or I've shared it before, we have different categories of real estate investments.
Yeah.
We have vacant land real estate investment, we have residential, we have commercial, we have mixed, we have retail, and then we have industrial related investment.
True.
And I need to also correct one impression.
Yes.
There are some people, by virtue of buying a property and living there, they thought they've invested in real estate. That's not an investment. That is just having your own property and living, and then you'll be incurring expenses. So buying a house and living there is not really an investment. It's just for you to have your own house for use, your own personal property. It's not really an investment. So the first thing is to identify is the classes or the categories of investment you want to go into. Let's say, for example, you want to go into vacant land real estate investment. That is, you want to buy land. You are not ready to go into building, buying housing or something. You are not ready to go into that. So now, I haven't identified land as your preferred investment plan. You need to now identify the location.
The location. I'm actually taking the points down because I, in less than any moment from now, become a couple. So,
so location is very key when it comes to investing in real estate.
Yeah.
And you also need to, yes, from what you've saved or from your saving,
yes,
you can predict a location for your investment.
True.
Is our savings big enough to buy property in Lekki? Is our savings big enough to buy property in Ikoyi? So you need to identify a particular location you want to buy your property in.
Yeah.
Either in Lagos or outside Lagos, either in a developed area or underdeveloped area. Because these are the things you also need to put into consideration. Or undeveloped area. Because there are 3 stages of development.
Yes.
We have undeveloped area, we have developing area, and fully developed area. We can see the places like Ikoyi, because of the commercial activities that are going on there, they are fully developed area.
Yes.
Lake Ekpe is developing area. While the place like, let me say, Ibejuleki, the core Ibejuleki, they are not developed yet.
And there's a place too, like Ijagamo. That place is. I don't know what to call that place. I don't know the category to put it.
So it is good you also put those things in perspective, you know. And after that, the next thing to do is to identify a reliable real estate company.
Exactly.
A reputable real estate company is
E.g.
very, very important. P1 plus.
Exactly.
It's very important. So by the time you identify the location, the next thing you need to do is to begin to identify the companies that are selling genuine real estate properties. Because the truth is, there is nowhere in Nigeria today that you won't see a real estate company having a property
True.
in a location. I won't advise you to go through the hormonal stress.
I talking about the hormonal stress. I remember I was on the show about this same real estate discussion, and the person shared the story of how his father bought a land 3 times. 3 times. The first time he bought it, someone came and I also bought. He had to pay that person, and then another person came. He had to pay. So he bought one land 3 good times.
I know what you're saying. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And in fact, I know someone who bought property in Ogun State. The only thing they gave him was the receipt. No deed of assignment, no contract of sale, no title document. And 3 or 4, I think about 5 years down the line, the man went there to see his property. He saw a gatehouse.
Wonderful.
So as a couple, you also need to
educate yourself.
Yes.
Be informed.
Yes, be well informed before you go into any investment. Having said that, the next thing you need to also do is to do what I call due diligence.
Due diligence.
It's very important when it comes to real estate investment. Yes, I may have a reputable organization.
Yeah.
They have fantastic properties around the city.
Yes.
But it is now left for you to also go and do your own due diligence. Let's say, for instance, you are interested in buying a property from P1 Plus.
Yeah.
And the property is in Koi, for instance. You need to also consult some legal practitioners to help you to carry out an independent research to know if this property we are about to buy is genuine or not. And how do you do that? It's very simple. You can engage a legal practitioner, like I said, or you can also consult some realtors. We have them everywhere. It is very important. Don't just take them by their word. Find time to do your own due diligence.
True.
Know the title on the property if there is any. Find out if there is any form of government interference on such property. And the next thing is to do what I call inspection.
True.
Come yourself and see the property that you're about to invest in. Because you are not buying something of 1,000, 2,000.
Exactly. Very true.
You are buying something worth of millions of naira. So why can't you also take time out of your busy schedule to come and inspect this property you're about to go into? So it's very, very important you come for inspection and see it with your own eyes. And then there are some cases, probably because of you might not even be in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was about asking, what about those outside the country?
Yes. Technology has simplified so many things now.
Yeah. True.
Online, you can demand for a video, because there are videos, there are different platforms through which you can identify the location of a property.
Yes.
So you can, or send a representative
Yeah.
that you,
A trusted
yes,
representative.
a trusted representative to come. And yesterday I called someone and they was telling him that his friend abroad sent him to come and inspect a property. And I said, okay, what are your feedbacks? Have you gone to see the property? What are the things you observe when you got there? You know, so it's very important you send somebody that you can trust to do an inspection on your behalf.
To do.
Yes, it's very, very important. With that, you have this assurance.
Yeah.
That,
Rest assured.
Yes, that what you're about to go into is safe. And another thing you also need to consider before investing into real estate, is the purpose of the investment.
The purpose of the investment, very important. Very important.
Am I buying this property
just to show off?
Just to show off?
Or just to have a name?
Yes. Because
you have the money?
Yes. You know, because they say if purpose is not well identified, then there is no point venturing into such, taking such decision.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is very important you know why you are investing in real estate. Many people bought property because their friend advised them to do it.
True.
Some people buy property because they just want to have something, because buying a property is a class on its own.
Yeah.
I've gotten a property in Ikoyi. Now I'm also a millionaire.
Yeah,
I'm a landowner. You know that. So it is very important to know the purpose. Am I buying this property and in 10 years' time I'm going to resell it? Because there are some properties that are not really sellable. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, true.
Some years after the purchase. So you also need to, am I going to buy this property and build it for myself to live in 10 years? You need to identify. Or am I buying this property for rent? So these critical areas need to be looked into before you go into it. So the purpose is very important when you come to real estate investment. And another thing I will also talk about when it comes to investing in real estate is, okay, I've talked about consulting an expert. Yes. Then stick to what you can afford.
Stick to what you can afford. That point is very important, because sometimes you need something to still fall back to after investing. You don't invest all you have. You invest with what
you can afford.
You can afford, and what is reserved from your expenses and every other thing. What if I mean from your excess, you can invest with that.
Because I've seen several cases, even in my company or in some real estate company. We have people who have defaulted in terms of payment.
You start waiting, you know if you finish.
3 months before you know it, getting to 1 month. 2 months, 3 months before you know it, it's getting to years. Because your resources or your finance at that point is not,
it's lower than the investment. It's lower than the level of investment you are going into.
Absolutely. Don't say because it is lucky.
Yeah, and in future time I'm going to get millions after it, and then without putting things into consideration, counting costs,
it's not good. In fact, I will advise that if you want to buy property in Lekki, buy one in, let's say, Ekpe.
True.
2 years after, you can resell it
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then use the income or the returns,
Yeah.
reinvest it again.
Hmm.
Now, that's my advice for people that will say, "Oh, if I have money now, I will buy property in XYZ location."
Hmm. Hmm.
But why can't you buy in X location
Yeah.
and sell it off 2 years or 3 years after,
Yeah.
and then bring the returns and buy it in a location you are interested? So it's very important you identify, you stick to your budget. Don't buy what you cannot continue the payment
Yeah.
over time. It's very, very important. Another thing I want to talk about, let me quickly keep an emergency fund,
Keep an emergency fund. Hmm.
because we cannot just predict 100% what will happen tomorrow. If you are earning, let's say for instance, 100,000, you don't put the entire 100,000 into investment. You need to make provision for uncertainties. So it's very important you have an emergency fund that you can say, okay, if 70% of my income is going for real estate investment,
Yeah.
3 or 10% out of it should be put aside to manage your daily or monthly
Activities and expenses.
Yes. So you must have an emergency fund set aside to run your daily or monthly expenses. It's very, very important. It's very, very important.
All right, all right. A lot has been said. If you've just joined us, you've not missed, but you've missed a huge chunk of this conversation. But the good thing is, you can still go back and watch it over and over and over again. Take down your notes, take things down. You can ask your questions, put down your comments even after the end of this session. This is Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. We are Nigeria's first real estate radio. Please like, comment, and share so that everyone on your closet, everyone on your timeline would be part of this conversation. A lot has been said, and I'm just going to go over the major points that has been mentioned earlier, and after that we'll bring this session to a close. Having a separate account, I mean, you're looking into you're looking forward to having a real estate investment. You want to go into real estate investment as a couple. Remember, this session or this topic is specifically going to couples and couples to be. All right, so you need to have a separate account, and like my very guest has said, if you can have a joint account, you can have a joint investment. So you need to have a separate account for your investment, a separate account for your investment. Let me put it this way: a separate joint account for your investment. And the next thing you should also look forward to before going into real estate investment as a couple is, what kind of property do you want to invest? What kind of property do you want to invest? It is now left for the both of you as the husband and wife to sit down and say, okay, should we go into the residential? Should we go into the industrial? Should we go into hospitality? Should we go into the commercial? Yes, and all that. So what kind of property do you want to invest? The location is also very important. Do we want to go to the island, to the mainland, to the middle land, to the outland? The location is also very, very important. Another thing you should also consider and look into very, very well as a couple before going into real estate investment is going and working with a reliable company, a reliable real estate company. And P1 Plus is a very good example, when it comes to reliability. P1 Plus is number one. Look out for a reliable real estate company that you can invest with. You should also have into consideration due diligence. You should put into place due diligence. Make your research, ask questions, do your findings, go to the locations. Just ensure that you are not just sitting at home and putting phone and putting call through and doing all what you want to do. Make your personal due diligence. And also, one thing that you should also consider as a couple before going into real estate investment is buy what you can afford. Buy what you can afford. Buy what you can afford. If you earn 1 million per month, buy what you can afford. Don't buy what you, as people say, cut your coat according to your size, or cut your coat according to the size of your material. Buy what you can afford so that you can be able to have a sustainable returns investment, and at the end of the day, you are happy. So buy what you can afford. And the very other point I wrote down here is keep emergency fund. Keep emergency fund. Don't put all your eggs into one basket. Take it gradually. It is a gradual process, right? Step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will get to 10. All right. Let's take the concluding part of this conversation, and then we'll call it a day. Welcome back, everyone. This is Real Estate in Nigeria, right here on Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. We are Nigeria's first real estate radio. All right, let's just bring this session to a close, and then we'll call it a day and continue next week.
All right. To bring this section to a close, we've itemized some points.
Yes.
That are good for couples to invest in real estate. So in conclusion, what I would just say is don't be too desperate to go into real estate investment. Take time to analyze, identify, appraise, and of course, come into conclusion. Get information is very key. Information is very key when it comes to making decisions about real estate investment. So by the time you're able to put all these things into consideration, I can assure you that you have value for your money, and you will be glad you invest in real estate.
What advice would you give to couple who hide investments from each other?
Let me be very honest with you that hidden investment is not a good advice in any way. What I will probably advise those who are doing such is to stop immediately and find a way to bring either their husband or wife into it. And I believe there are several ways to go about it. First, you can consult somebody that your wife or husband respects.
Yeah.
And let him or her know that there is something you've done, but you don't know how to go about it, but you will need his or her advice. You can also consult your spiritual fathers, if you have any. There are some people who respect their spiritual fathers.
Yes, more.
They go to them, confess what you've done, and let him or her see why you want to. Let him or her know why you've done it in the first place. Because
true.
you will find, why didn't you tell your wife or husband before? So, and you may have some valid reasons.
Yes, true. I was about saying, because there is the other side of this conversation, which has to do with the valid reasons. Probably, I heard of a story of a woman, her husband sold her property. She got a land, the husband sold it and lavished the money. Now, she got money again. I mean, okay, yes, this is what actually happened. She gave the husband money to get a land and started building for the family. And the husband lavished that money. Now, she got another money. She was opportune to save and get another money, and then secretly got a land and built the house. For some reason, something happened and they were not able to continue living at the very rented apartment where they were. They had to move. That was when their husband realized that, oh, my wife has a property. So if in scenarios like that where you know what your partner can do when it comes to overspending or lavish living that would affect your investment or property that you want to go into, I think it would be wise or good you inform your children.
Absolutely.
Or a trusted
Somebody
family
you
relative,
trust,
even if you're going to hide it from your partner for one reason or the other that are genuine, you can let it known to your child, your children, your brother, your sister, or somebody within the family that you can trust.
Yes, it's very important. So, for those who may probably have some genuine reasons
Yes.
why they want to hide their investment from either their spouses or so, get somebody even before you go into it. Confide with someone that you really trust.
Yeah.
That for this major reason, I want to go into this. And but let him or her also know the
reason why you are doing it the way you are doing it.
Yes. And by the time you are done with everything, of course, you will bring in the person to come and also defend and support your decision. With that, I believe there shouldn't be any problem after the whole.
Thank you very much, Simeon Omar, for finding our time to be part of this amazing, fantastic session. I really had a nice time, and I'm going to take home all the points that has been mentioned during the course of this session and put them into consideration, even as I look forward to having, you get what I'm saying. Thank you, Lagos, Nigeria. Please keep the conversation going even after the end of the session. We'll be coming up by 1 p.m. for the second session. Please do well to be part of that session. It's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be very, very, very informative and educative. You don't want to miss School of Strategy with our very Dr. Julius Oyedemi. Thank you very much and see you again.